small terracotta pots. They came as 3 from Walmart. I think it was like $2.53. I mean, you could use any size, but for the table, I thought these were a good size. And you also need some chalk paint. This happens to be Home Decor white chalk paint from, Michael's. And they also have crimson it is actually, crimson Waverly chalk paint matte finish from Walmart. And also this black Craft Smart paint. This came from Michael's. This is a rather large jar. We also need some other color paints, like a green, something for a scarf when we do the snowman. I picked out this green. It's also it's called Moss. It's really pretty. It's also Waverly, also matte finish. I thought it would be nice as a scarf with the red on the snowman. Sorry, I have this brush for the scarves and smaller things, and this one, that brush, the other brush, I think I got at Michael's. This one I got at Walmart. It's just a cheap, but it gives good coverage for when I paint the pots. Okay, you want to cover your workspace. I mean, this is a table I always do my crafting on, but I don't want to get it all, painted up. So I open these up, and we're going to start painting. We're going to start with the red. I'm going to start with this, which is going to be basically Santa Claus's coat. We don't really need to make a whole Santa. You have to have some more talent than I can provide. So we're going to paint it, cover it with paint all around like this. We're going to do this part up here in black, because that's going to be the belt. Oh, that's the other thing we need, is a little bit of gold paint. I'll grab some of that in a moment. But yeah, let's get the base all done in red. You could even do the bottom, I suppose. May as well, right? Okay. I'm going to set it aside to dry. It's a really pretty color. I like that color red. Oops, it's a little bit out of sight. There we go. And we're going to paint the other one white. I'm going to paint it all the way up to the top in white. Whoops. My paint's getting low here. All the way up to the top in white, because when you do the scarf, it'll help. The colors will look better if they're over white. So get these all done. And then you need to let them dry before you do anything further. Shouldn't take long. Chalk paint dries pretty quickly. But yeah, just make sure you get a nice coating on there. Okay, actually off screen, I forgot I didn't have recording on. I painted the top black. That's going to be Santa's belt. But oops, looks like I made a mess there. But you won't see it when there's a little goodie bag in there. And it did only take a few minutes for the red paint to dry, and the white paint looks like it's about dry too on the snowman. So let's do that next. Okay, so you're going to want to make buttons or coal or whatever it is you're putting on your snowman. It doesn't have to be perfectly round, because if it's coal, it's not going to be. And then let that dry. Okay, I bought these a while ago at Michael's. They're made by Craft Smart. They're paint pens, and this is gold, because my actual gold paint is out in the other studio, so I couldn't get it. I couldn't get to it, but it'll work. So let me pop the lid off. There we go. And we're just going to pick this up, and we're going to make it look like Santa's belt buckle. Since this is sort of thin, I'm going to put a couple coats on. There we go. Working a little better. Must have been a little dried out. And a little line right there. Makes it look like, whoopsie, a belt. Straighten that out a little. I mean, you could even make that, cut a piece of gold foil craft paper, cut it out so that it looks like a little belt buckle, but basically that's it. We're going to do the snowman's scarf next. And the good thing about, let me just shake this up. The good thing about this craft, it's not difficult, so it'd be fun to do with the kids. Okay, so let's do a scarf. So I'm going to do the main color as green. I'm just going to go around here. It's called moss green, and it's just really such a pretty shade. It's not too dark green, very natural looking. Now this is still wet, so I'm going to be a little careful handling it, but you want to make a little, like down the side, so it's like the ends of the scarf. Like he's got it tied around his little cold neck. All right, and then we're going to let this dry because we have to do some red on here, but we can't go over it because it won't be red then, it'll be brown. Okay, this looks dry. So if you just want to put red, just a little bit of red striping on his scarf all the way around. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's meant to be, this craft is meant to be one that you could do with your kids. So okay, little scarf. Let's let that dry. Off screen, I added a few white dots to make it look a little fluffier. I just used a pencil point, dipped it in the white paint. And I also increased the amount of gold that was on there because you really couldn't see it. And now that's it, really, except for stuffing it with whatever you want to have on your table. Goodie bags. I don't know. You could write the names, of your guests or kids or whatever on the backs.